We're joined by Arizona head coach Jay Johnson. First up is Brian Savick.
Good evening, Coach. I know it wasn't the result that you were looking for tonight. However, were there any positives at all that you can take away from a game like this that could possibly serve you guys well heading into the deciding game tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think the top of our order swung the bat extremely well. I think Dante's, like I said last night, one of the best players in the country right now. Jacob hit a couple balls hard. Brandon, very good night in terms of hitting line drives all over the field. I thought Tony, I don't know how many hits he had, but swung the bat extremely well. So, we just didn't kind of string those together, take advantage of the opportunities, and game got away from us a little bit. And but we're fine. We'll be ready to go tomorrow.
Right. And Coach, what was the message to the team after the game, after a tough loss like this?
Yeah, it has zero relevance on tomorrow's outcome unless you let it. And if you had one game to play on our field with this team to go to the College World Series, take it 1,000 times out of 1,000. So we feel good about it.
Thank you.
Michael Lev, go ahead.
What was the biggest difference between Garrett Irvin's performance tonight and last week?
Yeah, I think he just missed up and over the plate against a really good offensive team. Those guys hit a lot of balls hard, extra base hits. They're balanced. Just got a lot of the plate and got a lot of balls up in the zone, and they hit them.
Sure, you guys struck out 15 times tonight. At least 6 of them were looking, and a lot of those came on those slow curveballs. Were the guys just not picking the ball up well out of McKazie's hand on that curveball?
I look at it two ways. I think the positives were, we had them at 60 pitches through 2 innings, and then the inning got away from us, and we were down 7-0. So that kind of took the effectiveness of what we were doing at that point away. I felt like so some of the strikeouts weren't bad strikeouts. He made pitches. We pushed him to the limit, and then a couple others we started to expand the zone. Deception is the name of his game. There's no question about that. So tip your hat to him. We see why he's an All-American.
Sure. How different do you think the game might have been if you had been able to put up a 0 there in the bottom of the 4th after getting a couple runs across?
I think it would have been different. Yeah.
Ben Garrett, go ahead.
Jacob Gonzalez for Ole Miss. He really got him started with a home run there, and then was 3 for 3, I think, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored. He's a freshman, doesn't really play like a freshman. Just what are your thoughts on him and the scouting report on him and how to try to get him out and how difficult he is to get out?
Well, we recruited him, and I wish he was at Arizona. I'll tell you that much. Recruited him hard. Great player. Ole Miss is lucky to have him, and we'll go back to work on answering those questions better for tomorrow and hopefully execute it.
That's all we have time for Coach Johnson. Thank you. Nick, did you have a question for Coach?
Real quickly, do you have a pitching plan for tomorrow?
Yes, we do.
Do you care to announce it?
Nope.
And we'll go back to Michael Lev for the last question.
Even though it was just 2 innings there at the end, how valuable could a little bit of a break be for Daniel Susac, both physically and mentally?
Oh, it's important. It's a long season. He's one of our most important players, National Freshman of the Year. He's carried a big role. And, I'm happy to get him off his legs for a couple innings.
Sure. And you often say after a game like this that maybe the guys got, quote unquote, out of their approach. Did you see that much tonight, do you think?
Tonight's a one where it's a little difficult to tell. McKazie's different than most guys that we face. And, I'm going to credit him. He's a Bulldog. He competed. I thought later in the game, we opened up the zone more than we typically do. And so I would say yes in that regard. And we'll get that cleaned up with some good work tomorrow before the game and be back in character, as you say.
Any more questions for Coach?
Thank you, guys.
Now joined by Brandon Bossier. Questions for Brandon? Michael Lev, go ahead.
Maybe it wasn't quite as hard for you tonight, Brandon, because you had 4 hits, but what kind of challenge or challenges did their starting pitcher present to your lineup?
Yeah, he just filled up the zone really well, I think, tonight. He was aggressive in every count, and he was throwing his off-speed pitches for strikes in every count, whether it was 3-0, 3-1, or 3-2. So I think that kind of kept us off balance a little bit tonight.
Sure. It didn't seem like Jay talked to the team for very long on the field after the game. What did he say?
Yeah, he just had to get a plan together with the coaches. They had to get together, and then right after we got off the field, we met in the whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. The locker room.
The locker room. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Well, once he talked with you, once he met with you in there, what was kind of the general theme?
Yeah, I was just moving on to tomorrow. We do a good job of this. We've had these struggles during this season, and we know how to rebound from them. And I think we're ready for tomorrow. We're excited to compete, to go to the College World Series. So I think we're gonna really work hard together as a team tomorrow.
Sure. What kind of lesson do you take out of a game like this?
I think just sticking with it. I think sometimes, when a game gets out of hand like that, 12-3, then, guys start to take ABs off, or, the dugout gets a little bit quiet. So just sticking with it and, trusting that we're really good baseball players, and, we can always put up a 9-run inning. You never know when it's going to happen.
Sure. If I had told you at the beginning of the season when, there was no fans in the stands and it really wasn't totally clear whether you'd be able to even get through the season, if you'd have one game at the end on your home field to go to Omaha, what would you have said?
It would be hard to believe you, but, now that we're here and we have almost full capacity of fans in the stands, it's pretty awesome to have them all behind us. Ole Miss also has a lot of fans in there, so it's cool for them. But, for us, it just really gets us going and, gets us into the game, gets us motivated to play and win for them.
Do you think tomorrow is going to be fun, win or lose?
Yes. We're gonna really compete together. I think, it's gonna really be a really good time. We don't have to be here. We get to be here. We're just playing a game overall. And I think, I'm really excited for tomorrow to see how the team bounces back. I think it'll be a good outcome for us.
Any more questions for Brandon? All right. Thank you, Brandon.